7, talk too early. Oh, Indaba, talking my business, Yesintu. Nazo zonke indaba zabasha.
Best in news and actuality. Award-winning Indaba with Alex Mtiani.
Well, the conversation and information ekade isabalaliswa kule depression week bekuyilokho ukuthi abantu bathwele kanzima personal problems, athinta ama finances, relationship, and we have not recovered also from indaba zama floods la bekade sikhuluma ngawo from last year amabhizinisi eshiswa ngesikhathi se-looting and kuzoba isikhathi se-COVID nanokunye-ke nje okuhlale kukhona esibhekana nakho. So now lento ke depression ungayithatha kancane because in some instances we've lost lives when people commit suicide ngenxa yokubhekana nezinto ezinzima, and abanye uzwa-ke besho ukuthi kunama-voices nje abawezwayo ekhuluma endlebeni, and then kube khona namathunzi umuntu amlandelayo, amaphupho nje amabi. So imimoya ingakhoza yini ukuthi ugcine sewuzibulala, right? Mhlawumbe this thing does not work. Medication, intervention, counseling and everything. Usuke wayibheka mhlawumbe ngasohlangothini ke la kamoya. So my guest now, spiritualist ukwazi Mamane, joins us now to look at the African perspective yale ndaba esikhuluma ngayo. Mhlekazi wamhlese kumukele gagasini.
But Alex, kunjani baba?
Hayi no ngikhona ngiyakubona ukuthi energetic.
Ngisemandleni.
Ngiyakuzwa. Sure, African spiritualist.
Yes baba, ngiyemlo ngibulisa nabaphulaphula emakhaya.
Sure. Sizokhuluma indaba ye depression, sikhuluma ngama symptoms, and welcome abantu futhi abazokwazi ukushare ama experiences zabo, and even if kuthiwa mhlawumbe uyaphikisana nalento ozoyizwa namhlanje ake ulalele and give it your thought. Imimoya sichaza ukuthi yini? Kumuntu nje mhlawumbe ngabe eyifica le conversation khulunywa about spirits, imimoya. You specialize in this field. The last time sinawe we discussed into imimoya yokuthwala and everything, so what we must have a part 2. Uyichaza uyithini ngolimi esizoba familiar nalo indaba yemimoya?
Imimoya umuntu uqala umoya, because xa sithetha ngemimoya sithetha ngomuntu, and umehluko ngumuntu ongabonwayo,
right?
Because imimoya are spirits eziphila ebantwini ngaphakathi, whether is spirit senyoka, whether is spirit somamlambo, whether is spirit sane, but it's a spirit sento ebiphila before. Uzokhumbula ngexesha lakudala sibe sithandaza gods, ancestors and so forth and so forth. So yi spirit sento yake yakhona, but ongeke uyibone ngelihlo lenyama. That is not tangible.
Oh, okay. So wonke umuntu une spirit, as you said, ukuthi umuntu imimoya, abantu imoya.
Abantu imimoya abantu. Umuntu is a spirit.
Okay. So now ake sichazeke ngokwesintu. Unokuzwa umuntu kuthiwa uyathwasa unemoya kufanele edla amagobongo, but on the other hand uthola ukuthi ngokwesilungu lo muntu udiagnoswa ngokuthi une stress level esiphezulu, une depression, abanye kuthiwa bano bipolar, lezinto zema mental conditions. Kuyaxabana noma into eyodwa but etolekeka ngendlela ezihlukene?
Zizinto ezihlukeneyo kakhulu Alex. It's just that ke xa uthetha ilentos abelungu bazoyi-interpreta ngeyabo indlela, sizoyi-interpreta ngethi indlela. Kodwa ke ndiye ndisho ndithi ebantwini kakhulu, because i-stress siyayenza into yokokuba because of ucinga kakhulu ngento, so i-end up uyibona isenzeka because of you are thinking too much about it. But ukhumbula uba ke imimoya yobumnyama ithatha kakhulu i-opportunity yento eyenzekayo then iyitshintshe kube kube khona other forces ezingaphezulu kwalento wena oyiyo. You understand? So imimoya yobumnyama isebenza kakhulu xa ngaba ungumuntu onhliziyo embi okanye ungumuntu olimeleyo at that particular time. Ngelixesha unomsindo kakhulu kuve kube khona into overwhelma kakhulu ungazazi na uba why ubunomsindo kangaka because kuye kwakhona a certain spirit esibonile opportunity sokukuyuza at that time.
Okay, leso spirit singa include ukuthakathwa. Ukusebenzisa umuthi uzokuthi umuntu uyahallucinate uthi uphanjanelwa ikhanda ekube kuyinto eyenziwe ngamabomu
kakhulu. Ukhumbule Alex, xa kuthethwa ngemimoya kuthethwa khona imimoya emihle khona imimoya emibi. You understand? Then kube khona imimoya iyabantu abadala, kube khona imimoya yegods, kube khona imimoya yesociety, kube khona imimoya yamanyange. So imimoya ihlukenile uba isuka kwephi spirit. Sinemimoya yamanzi, sinemimoya yasengxangxasini, sinemimoya yasemlanjeni, sinemimoya yasempophomeni, sinemimoya yasehlathini. Imimoya ihlukile okokuba ngeyiphi le mimoya, but yonke imimoya ino positive no negative. So depending ba at that particular time ispirit sakho si attract uphi umoya. So umoya nje uyakwazi ba umuntu athakathwe ngomoya, aphiliswe futhi ngomoya.
All right, we are discussing indaba yemimoya, the spiritual side ukuthi kwenzekani ma umuntu kutune depression. Asingena kuyona leyo onamamane ekutheni nangu umuntu udepressed wenza zonke lezi zinto ama symptoms lawo washoyo uyadiagnose ngesilungu kuthiwa kuyi. Ngasohlangothini lemoya kwenzekani kulo muntu? Khona la kuye wathi khona ithanda umuntu ma limele, mhlawumbe limele emoyeni, unenkinga nje ezinkulu kumbe mhlambe usebenzisa igama lethi unenhliziyo embi, ukhona ububi okuyena okumgabhile. So when umuntu kuthiwa is under a phase ye depression, omunye azame nokuzibulala, what happens ngokwemoya yakhe leyo othayiphila kuyena?
I-depression bathi xa beyichaza luxinzelelo lengqondo. So that means ucinga ungakwazi ukucinga. So uthi xa ucinga ungabisabona sizathu why ufuna ukucinga.
Le isixhosa sasezilalini ke leso
So ucinge wakwade kwaphela ukucinga.
Yes.
Now what happened, i-depression ayikho in the spirit. Kusuke kuyi communication yemimoya ekwembathileyo Alex. At that particular time unezispirit ezininzi ezizokuthomenta. That is why umuntu one depression esikhathini esininzi uzobona izinto ithi ukuxalela ngabantu abatshonayo okanye akuxalele ngomuntu othile osemsebenzini, because your spirit is communicating with you and asikwazi ukucommunicate nawe because kunemimoya emininzi ekucinezeleyo. You are under attack. Now ngidla ngokuthi ke wena mkhulu uze lento ibe lule emntwini uma ubona umuntu ehamba yedwa eyozithatha intambo yozibulala, uzothi wena ngibonile umuntu ezibulala angithi. But uma ubona umuntu ephethwe ngamadoda amabini ephethe intambo yomxhomo, uzothi ngibonile amadoda amabini eyoxhoma umuntu. But lowo qala ubungawabona amadoda amabini, ububona umuntu oyedwa but esilwa, meaning he's fighting something. So spiritually kula khona still there are two guys, but umehluko now abafana bathunywe ngomoya, awubaboni wena, but lo muntu uyababona yena because uyayifila spiritually okokuba ena no man aba bantu bangibizela emlanjeni, aba bantu bangibizela ehlathini, kune voice ethethayo ethi kill yourself now. Ayikho ubomi ngaphandle kwaleyo.
So what happens at that moment when a jigger esethathile decision ukuthi uziphose emanzini, uyazi uthatha leyo nto ayithathayo ngabe uyayiphuza or uzihenga ngentambo? At that moment uthola ukuthi kodwa ubese decidile wathi uzokwenza yonke into, but bese kuyashintsha. So sekwenzekalani kwa spirits
at that moment? Ukhumbule naxa kusenzeka lonto ixesha eninzi ichaza izinto ezininzi, ngaba bubumdaka bomsama, ingaba yinto ayinheritileyo kanye into ayeqileyo. There's a lot of things, but at that moment kusuke kukhona lengilosi yakwabo efike yathi no, you can't do this, because remember ingilosi ithetha ngomoya. Ispirit so esibi sobumnyama sithetha ngomoya. So umuntu nomuntu ephila emhlabeni unengilosi yakhe ezokwazi ukumlwela.
All right. 0861 596 596. Emoya ikwenzisa izinto ezimbi. Kwenzekani mawusuke usune depression? Ngino African spiritualist ke umamane uzoba nathi namhlanje kwindaba yesintu. Sengithatha uAnonymous now enqotho. Sawona Anonymous? Enquthu Anonymous. Okay, Anonymous Enquthu akekho siyadlula sizothatha Anonymous wase-Adams. Sabona Anonymous Adams?
Yebo njani?
Siyaphila kunjani ko?
Siyaphila nathi.
Ya ngicela uyivale sisile yakhe i-radio ekhona singezukizwa. Ngizowathatha ke nama-comments nama-questions on i-Facebook page ethi Indaba. Yes, khuluma nathi sisi sikulalela.
Okay, nginombuzo la. Ngibe ne-pain la ngemuva. Muya kodokotela bathi maspasm.
Usuyivalile i-radio yakho sisi? Okay, no, so buya again mase ready. Okay, angithathe u-Anonymous now Brighton. Sabona Anonymous?
Yebo sawubona igama ngicela ukuba Anonymous.
Yeah, okay, sure, sengikubize vele ngo-Anonymous. Khuluma nathi bhuti sikulalele.
Ngelale kubahlonishwa e-studio nawe Alex.
Yes sir.
Alright, umbuzo wami mina uthi kade khona umuntu owashona. Ngasikhathi eshona futhi lo ephethe ihlaba ngakwazi ukubuyela nalo endlini ukuthi libekwe lana emsakho. Masihamba siyohlola sola ukuthi lo muntu kuthiwa usele eminyango. Lokho singakwenza kanjani ukuthi simbuyise kungenise futhi ngaba namthelela umoni ukuthi kade ngoba umuntu mhlambi ihlaba likushiye khona la emathuneni.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright. Ithi ngisimplify wona kwazi. Mangabe kusokushone umuntu ukuthathwa ihlahla emlahla Nkosi njalo njalo. And then uthola ukuthi ke kodwa lo bekade enza leyo ritual leyo yehlahla ukuthi kufanele ukuthi alibeke kuphi angakwenzi lokho. Abantu bayakhohlwa kwesinye isikhathi or bayiphambanise leyo nto. So kwi family ke esisele, how do they correct that nanobungozi bakho ukuthi akwenziwanga ngendlela laze lawo bekwendaweni efanele?
Ukulanda lo muntu.
Yes, ukulanda lo muntu oshonileyo.
Okay. No, leyo Alex ilula. What they do kufuneka bafumane inkulu yekhaya. Umuntu ozokwazi ukubathethela emsama abese isithi kukhona imistake eyenzekile. Remember ledla ngokuthi mina uThixo ngaphakathi kuthi sithi umsama sithi itempile. So abantu abangasekhoyo bamamela thina nengilosi zimamela thina. So what they need to do nje bona babeka amanzi babeka ama drinks babe sebethetha uba nansi into eyenzekileyo sicela uhambe emathongweni uNkulunkulu lapha ekhaya kwazi ukukhapha then kuzokwenzeka.
All right, sure. In fact, the reason ngimthathile umlaleli lo abengicabanga ukuthi uzogcinekile lapha because I saw a tweet earlier yomuntu bekade ethi la kweyo umuntu njengoba nikhuluma ngendaba ye depression esintwini. Abanye baneyinkolelo zokuthi no akuyona kahle hle i depression kusuke kuyimoya engagezwanga yabantu bakubo ibisi yabangena labantu bala ekhaya aze athi omunye in some families you discover ukuthi abantu bakhona vele iyabajwayela lento. Ingaba khona enjalo just to follow up on the question like they raise.
Ikhona kakhulu into enjalo. Remember depression it's a spirit uyakwazi ukusinherit. You understand? Siyakwazi because the spirit esibi sitormenta wonke umuntu wefamily.
Okay.
That is why you will find uba emnombeni wefamily ethini kusoloko kuba khona umuntu even if it's after 20 years okanye after 10 years or disabled. You understand? So uyakwazi uinherit alonto. It becomes a lineage yalapha ekhaya.
Iyavaleka na?
Iyavaleka kakhulu.
Indlelani?
Asofuna ukuyivala you need someone that understand to talk to the spirit because we need to reverse isikhathi siye kunobangela uba uze kubekho because unobangela ingazi into ezininzi ngaba kwaba khona umuntu owenza into eyaba icalamity eyaba wrong phakathi kwekhaya okanye kukhona umuntu owakhesa ikhaya okanye kukhona umuntu owatshintsha umsama wawenza ubasebenzele yena kwaba khona umsindo kwi-altar yasekhaya. So you need someone first ozoyobona uba what happened abese reverse lento yathethwa ngulo muntu izinto zilunga.
Ulalele indaba Yesintu you're on Gagasi and tonight we are discussing matters of mental health but particularly Imimoya ne depression and see explain again ngaleyo ndlela. My guest is African spiritualist ukwazi mamane ethi ke yonke lento ingama spirits. Okay, ngibuyela kusisi lo wase Adams. Busathi ke sisi waya esibhedlela.
Yebo esibhedlela mangiya esibhedlela bathi ngine muscle spasm. I-muscle spasm ke iba stress yabo anxiety. Bathola igayina bangilula bangijimisa akwenza kodwa akupheli mangiye ebantwini athi omunye umeqo athi omunye abantu abadala since nje unyaka oqala kodwa akupheli bekuka right kuhamba kuba ngathi kuhamba ngengalo manje sekusemahlombe omabili
kodwa kwathi waqale ngestress ne-anxiety njalo njalo
into basho kanjalo odokotela
sure
ukuthi angisizakali ebantwini
okay kwazi
you will find over Alex Onyano sisi mhlambe kukhona into wayeqayo okanye there is a spirit esibi ebomeni bakhe because when the spirit torment you sibheka le ndawo vele ikuhluphayo sifike sihlale kuloo ndawo. You understand? So if ungumuntu one challenges zokulahlekelwa ngumsebenzi okanye you are thinking about something a lot, so invoke la pain because spirit is all about that is to invoke lento imbi ikwenza ubuyicinge qho ungaboni solution yayo. Tukwicase kasisi because lento ndiyamva uthi ngathi isomewhere esinqene okanye somewhere, so you will find okokuba yinto wayeqayo okanye kukhona into eyamlalayo, you understand, yashiya ubumdaka emzimbeni. Ukhumbule yokokuba enasithe ispirit umuntu si spirit, so if uyagula kukhona into engaphakathi kuwe spiritually efuna ukulungiswa, whether ngumsama, whether kukhona imimoya emibi engaphakathi kuwe ekuthomentayo emsebenzini whatsoever, you just need someone ozokwazi ukuyiallocate athi no the problem ila, because umuntu uyakwazi ukubekelwa Alex umthi esitulweni kuthiwa ena xa isukuma kulomthi asoloko ephethwe sisinqa.
Okay,
we understand.
All right, so angakudismiss lokho ukuthi ngaba umeqo akakubheka kuphela,
angakudismiss uba kungaba umeqo akubheka, but afumana umuntu ongazuthi kuye ngabantu abadala because abantu abadala they don't communicate through pain. I think naleyo abantu bakuthi funeka bayi-understand ba akusinguye wonke umuntu ozogula inhloko nozogula ngomzimba kuthiwe makotya amagobongo. You understand?
Yes. Siyabonga kakhulu sikufisela inhlanhla. Siyabonga. Here's a follow-up question lana ekwazi. You saying ukuthi ama-spirits ahlasela umuntu and anokuthatha lento vele ekhathazayo.
Yes.
Say nangumuntu wesifazane kwenzeka yonke lento yelama spirits uba ne-anxiety uba depressed njalo njalo pregnant. Kwenzekani kumntwana azomzala uprotected from these spirits noma into asezoyidlulisela enganeni? It does happen.
Kwixesha lenzalo yona part enzima kakhulu because umntwana umamela unelento kuthiwa subconscious, umamela yonke into eyenzeka kumama in the realm of the spirit. So that is why ndidla ngokwenza umzekelo wena but Alex ukuthi if umama today ufuna umfana so much, we understand, so lo mama adathethe athi yo umfana wami amanethe emntwaneni asesiswini, then sifike sithi scan intombazana, then lo mntwana xa iphuma spiritually uzophuma eyintombazana but ene-behavior yomfana, ene-spirit somfana because yinto umamakhe ayithethile aphona ubomi bakhe ngaphakathi. So now if umntwana umzekelo akafunwa umamakhe is struggling because utatakhe uyambalekela, so that spirit se-rejection usikhesha esesesibelethweni, so ufuneka ke ngoku a powerful man of God or a spiritualist ozothi wena wakhetsha ispirit se-rejection, warejectwa ubabakho usesesiswini, uphuma nje esi spirit siyiphathi yobomi bakho siyakuthomenta, funeke sisuse.
It's getting deeper. Indaba ekakasini ngiyabona kama-tweets ngizowafunda shortly nama-comments kwi-Facebook page le ethi Indaba with Alex, Indaba zemoya nama-issues esinawo mental health but depression kakhulu kwenzekani, and maybe share your story. Ujike wasinda ekuzibulaleni, you observe ezinye izinto ezingaqondile kumbe you have a contribution nawe qobo lwakho ofisa ukuyishare nathi. Inamba yami ke ithi 0861 596 596. All right, ngizoya ke kuma-tweets 0861 596 596 inamba leyo, and ungaba anonymous mangabe ufisa kuba anonymous, and ngizofunda ke nawo ama-comments ngiyawabona engena. My guest is African spiritualist kwazi Mamane. Ngikumapule nawo eJohannesburg. Sabona Mapule?
Yebo Alex, kunjani?
Siyaphila unjani ma?
Ngikhona, ngicela ukushare ama-testimony ayitune.
Yes ma.
Number 1, nginobhuti wami since walahlekela ingqondo, I think at the age of 20. Now he's in his 50s. Bathi bamfakele izisu.
So what is happening nje uhlala uyayidraga so that he mustn't be in a real moment yokuthi wenzakalani angekho kuma drugs nje ubana nenye i-short temper angalwisa nonke endlini. And the other thing akakhona ukulala ebusuku ne ulala emini because ebusuku is like uzwa something emadlebeni yakhe into emkhulumisayo so kungcono abukele i-TV.
Okay.
Yeah, that's number one. And then number two is iyame leyo. I think smele siqaphelisa abantu le ndaba yokuthi siyophahla emanzini or siyophahla endlini. Sometimes it can also be dangerous. As long if ungazi ukuthi lo muntu uhamba naye na uphethe ama spirit kanjani. I think a month ago I went nomuntu entabeni ngithi niyophahla. Mangibuya lapha within 2 days ngagula ngashawa amakhanda ngaphathwa yonke into. So I decided after 2 weeks ngibona ukuthi I'm not getting better ukuthi ngiye esontweni ngaya esontweni so lomoya and then they prayed for me and it becomes better. But when I phoned the sangoma and tell him my background, this is what is happening to me, what abantu babadala sebafikile yabona bazofuna ukuthi balungisele. So I don't know the kind of spirit that I collected when I went out there ukuyophahla. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Naye leyo qala kahle hle kusho ukuthi testimony leyo ukuthi lezi zinto ziyenzeka and uyabona ukuthi kwenzekani kubhuti. Okay, mhlambe before akuphendule wazi ubhuti nje ngamanje ugcina kwenzekani kuyena?
Hayi asithola umuntu ongamkhona Alex usasenjani?
Okay, and akayisona kodokotela bekhona treatment ayitholayo?
Udokotela babona ukuthi yini.
Okay.
Masiqale kule yakhe usisi. Ngiyayithanda lento ayithethileyo kakhulu ubhuti Alex. Abantu bakuthi kufanele sibaqale you can't go and summon a spirit that you don't know. Because emanzini kunezispirit zakhona. And naxa uphahlele emanzini uphahlelani because into yokuphahla into yekhaya. So immediately ugijima uyophahlela emanzini, you are going to invoke a spirit that you are not ready for. Nongazazi because you can't fight with something that you don't know. Awukwazi ukulwa into ongayazi. We understand? So it is important because immediately uphahle uzisummon as a spirit, you meaning you are ready for it. We understand? So zizoza zininzi and zizok overwhelm because awuzazi. Number 2, kwicase le kakabhuti I believe ba ubhuti funeke ena bamfumanele uncedo. As bese explainile Alex ba into ye spirituality sometimes awutormentwa yingxaki nabathakathi utormentwa into bekufanele buyiyo. Your spirit tells you that you're supposed to be somewhere not where you are, but kukhona izinto ezikubhlockileyo ezikwenza ungafiki kule ndawo befama ufika kuyo. So now umzimba wakhe akafumani rest in the spirit because of those. Xa sewuqala overdose ngezinto namapilisi, then you are running away okanye you are delaying your own healing. So mabakhawuleze nje bayomfumanela umuntu ozokwazi ukubona uba what happened, because it may happen uba ikhona into eyenzekayo yambhedanisa ingqondo.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, siyabonga kakhulu nathi ma. All right, before ngiye ku Facebook ngizothatha uSiyahlatshwa Newcastle. Siyabingelela, welcome to Kakasi.
Yeah.
Siya?
Hello.
Yes, mfethu, you are live on Kakasi. Siyabingelela. Siya?
Yebo Alex.
Yes mfethu, siyakuzwa. Welcome to Kakasi.
Okay, ngiyabonga Alex. Ake ngiveze kanje Alex. Imimoya miningi. eBhayibhelini khona umuntu wayenamadimoni wathi silegiyona, okuchaza ukuthi imimoya miningi, akubi umoya oyi-one, akusinto eyi-one ongathi mhlambe ngizodila nalento kuphela. You understand? So uma iminingi kusuke kukhuluma ama-voices amaningi kumuntu. So into eyenzakalayo yileli elinamandla ngaphezulu kwakhe lizomcontrola ukuthi akathatha impilo yakhe, noma yena ispirit sakhe masinamandla sizokwazi ukuvimba lokho ukuthi kungenzeki. So engizama ukuchaza ukuthi angeke ukulaphe mhlambe kayi-one bese sekudlulile sekudlulile umuntu uyaloywa emathuneni athunyelwe ngezinto bese kuba ngathi uphanjanelwa ikhanda umuntu njengoba kwakunamabutho kudala ngekhathi zoshaka kunabantu abafela la esihlala khona ispiriti zabo ziyavuka mhlambe zikuthola uweek zikwemphathe bese zikwenzisa izinto ezingahambelani nesikhathi samanje then-ke bese kuba ngathi uphanjanelwa ikhanda yes i-depression is there but kwesinye isikhathi ikulwa ukuthi kunemimoya ekumbathile manje esikwenza ukuthi mawucabanga inkinga zakho ubone ngathi ziyema awusakhona ukucabanga kanti umbathwe yini implaye ethi ukuthi ke manje
okay nangu siya
no usiya uhamba nayo kakhulu but Alex uhleli kuyo kodwa ke ipart ebenifuna ukuyi-add yokuthi if you are dealing with a spirit everyone une spirit whether sihle noba sibi but usi overwhelm ileli sesinamandla but uyakwazi ukuzikhesa ispirit and clean it emzimbeni womuntu but spirit will never go because umuntu eyedwa spiritually so there are too many spirit njengoba ngihamba nginespirit sikamama nespirit sikatata nespirit sikatata omncane all those spirit zikum umehluko sesiphi esikwazi ukucinezela esinye sidominate emzimbeni womuntu umuntu but you are able to summon a certain spirit ukususa a certain spirit
ma usho njalo ukwenze wena to yourself. Do you have the power, Noma? You will need someone to help you do that.
You do have the power. You do have the power to do that because remember, umuntu uyakwazi ukuzilapha. It's just that you need someone to train you
and
to
guide you.
To know how guide you. You know, when Brother Alex Ndlanga ukuthi eyona part enkulu kakhulu yokuzilapha umuntu kufika uhlale and think about yourself. Connect with yourself. Immediately you connect with yourself. U-Alex adibana no-Alex. Ndla ngokuthi the day ungena endlini uvale camera and say, look, I'm looking for Alex. And you meet a strange guy and say, hey, I'm Alex. Today I'm here to give you peace. Look, you can do it, Alex. There's nothing ebomini ongenokwazi ukuyi-overcome. Then singaphakathi kuwe, we are in charge. Then everything will shut down.
Well, siya your share now lama views ne counseling kakwazi.
Yebo kakhulu because wena okay wena ubeliever ukuthi leli gcolo lizongilapha.
Yeah.
Once waqala wabelieve leyo nto le definitely kuzokwenzeka.
Sure. Wow, interesting. Indaba ekakasini namhlanje sikhuluma indaba yemoya emibi esengamayo. How do we define depression? Sibheka Imimoya. I'm with the African spiritualist was Mamani. Now again, my comments. Uzodwa uthi, this one makes my heart bleed all over again. My young brother was a born-again Christian, but he took his life at 20 years of age, though we did not see it coming. But it shows that somehow he was depressed due to the unknown, which left us as a family devastated. And it might have been Imimoya, yobumnyama. Okay. And then Babaga Mbata. The Lord may actually serve you with sufficient strength to face anything that you're currently undergoing. One thing that I've discovered about the majority of churches which are attended by people who are born again is that they are frequently surrounded by the evil spirits. And some of them were established to accomplish an ulterior evil agenda. And then another one, most of the victims who previously committed suicide were driven by the evil spirits. The witches have got no ability to exercise any evil thing against the innocent individuals. As individual who is in your normal senses, you can never commit suicide. Imoya yobumnyama, and cause depression and ultimately overwhelm someone to commit suicide. Right? And then another comment. uncama imngadi uthi akekho umuntu okuma senses akhe nomoya kaNkuluNkulu ozibulalayo. And then ukhanda khulu uthi I don't even believe in the word depression at all. Most people aim high lifestyle and high things in life, and it's not wrong, but if singasenzeki bafika kwi selling board abanye umona nje uyabangela I depression, and abanye they fail to accept ukuthi currently kusabheda kubo, and then bese bayabona ukuthi kungcono bazicindezele. Interesting has sibona ngendlela ehlukene. Listen to this one before ngibuyele kuwena kwazi. And then Tonic Tipilani, if ukukhulunywa ngemimoya emnyama nayo ihlukene futhi nabantu nabo ngokunjalo bay experience ngeindlela ezingafani.
Yes.
Engikushoyo simukela ngendlela engafani izimo esihlangana nazo empilweni. Mina ngiyavuma yebo omunye angazibulala kodwa uma ngabe kuyizinto ezithunyelwayo. Kodwa ebumnyameni owazalwa nakho ngeke. Impilo yakho leyo ngisho bangaba khona abantu abazalwa namhlanje kuthiwe banesinyama kodwa angeke wazibulala wena. Ma perspectives ethu ahlukene. And abanye bathi even one of my churches siyawathola ama evil spirits part
kakhulu.
But how so? Because yona ndawo associated with healing. Yona ndawo where kufanele uthi mungena kuyona ukukhululeke. It must be giving you hope. How so?
You know, I was explaining to someone namhlanje mphumdala ngithi angibe happy when someone is sithi I'm in a spiritual realm. You know, in the common, everyone love. I'm in a spiritual realm. A spiritual realm, kulana bathakathi babusa khona. A spiritual realm, it's a world. Ukona the evil, ukona the good. You understand? So when towards churches, of course, it's not all of them, but actually it's all of them because kulakuhleli khona abantu. You understand? Because where there's people, there's good or bad. There's evil spirit there because the spirit is abantu as fun. So ingenzeka kuba at that particular time sizothandaza, but Alex is thandaza siphume spirit ku, but the spirit asikwazi ukuhlala emhlabeni. Sifuna umzimba to operate. Iyenzeka spirit siphume ecaweni siyongena komunye umuntu. Do you understand? So kungenzeka kuba necawe the foundation yayo ibuildwe on a different spirit for different reason. We understand. Sure. So we need to be very careful when we talk about spirit and church, especially church. Nguwona mama we spirit.
So ngaphuma spirit esibi kumuntu la isontweni isiphume singene kuwe.
Kuthi kanti ne-altar lecawe kufakwe ispirit esibi to take inhlahla zawo wonke umuntu lapha ecaweni. There's so many things that can happen.
All right, sure. So well masesibuya ke siqhubeka nayo leyo ukuthi for umuntu ke ngoba depressed to level ukuthi athathe impilo yakhe azibulale. I-closure uyithola kanjani nanokuthi uyinqoba kanjani leyo nto ukuthi ingagcini seyiba umkhokha to your family. All right, indaba ekakasini. There's a tweet la evela kumnqobi. Ubaba omdala wenza umsebenzi wokubonga ekhaya. A few days later emini nje wavele wahlaselwa imoya esingayiboni thina. Wayekhuluma yedwa elwa ethi ngeke bamenze lutho akabasabi, but a few hours later kwabangathi uyakhathala and later that day washona. Oh, kwaze kwabhlungu ke. Nakhona kusahamba ngayo le moya emibi because ukhuluma ngokuthi ukhuluma nabantu uyababona and uyabatshela ukuthi ngeke ningenze lutho, and then later on uthi wakhathala akuphela ngosuku wadlula.
I-problem Alex wasamona imimoya angayazi. You know ngidla ngokuthi into exhelisa igazi, into echithisa igazi, whether lele nkukhu, whether lele gusha lenkomo, avoid it because i-covenant yegazi ayiphumi ngaphandle kwegazi. Mangiyiphinde. I-covenant eyakhiwe ngegazi, the only way to destroy it is blood in the spirit, and every spirit ucommunicate ngalo ngegazi. So avoid into echithisa igazi because uzosummon izispirit ezininzi ongazi understand, and it's a high level. Xa sowenza covenant ngegazi noba wenzani, whether uyenza emsama, whether uyenza ecaweni, whether uyenza phi, but everything that has to do with igazi, avoid it.
Okay, so abaningi kuzoba confused because even kulolu hlelo kuphuma ozakwenu every week bekhuluma ngendaba yemisebenzi nama rituals okumele enziwe, and imbuzi, inkuku, inkomo, yinani kusho ukuthini lokho?
Alex, kuba ke I'm a spiritualist. I deal most ngomoya, not izinto ezisenyameni. Anything oyichithela igazi will follow you because igazi it's a sign of covenant. So when the covenant ubuke wayoxhela inkukhu emahlathini ispirits zamahlathi ziyakulandela because anything oyichithela igazi remember meant uba lichithwa umntwana xa ngabe senzelwa echithelwa inyongo okokuqala that covenant emamkela ekhaya ichithwe xa ngaba seyitshonile that's a covenant ethi uhlukene nomhlaba akasazonyathela umhlaba so enye nenye so ungayenza nje kuba sisemhlabeni but be very careful because there are ways when Alex or someone the good spirit without igazi because igazi limele ukuthi uyaphila uyachona uyaphila uyachona you understand so that is why indoda yekhaya xa ichonile kufuneka kuhlatywe ntoni inkabi yenkomo because siyikhapha siyisa kumanyange ebantwini bakwabo.
Okay, but this excludes someone ozothi wenza unveiling, graduation party, celebration, just nje ukuhlaba isihlabo without ukuthi sikhulunyelwe.
Hayi xa ingathethelwanga khona. But also remember unveiling ukuphakamisa abantu abadala nibulela imisebenzi abanike yona niba acknowledge nibathatha kwilizwe labafileyo nibasa kwilizwe labaphilayo nisithi ibani zingilosi zalapheka you need blood when you do that.
Sure. Ngicela uvale radio wena Mfundo emandeni ngiza kuwe nje khona manje 0861596596 imimoya ne depression sithini isintu ukuyichaza. Welcome to Gagazi Mfundo.
Ngiyabingelela.
Yebo siyakumukela nathi.
Yebo ngicela ukubuza mina ngesehle salesehlala ekhaya whereby omunye ufowethu wangena door to door hambe valelisi esho ukuthi yena uyahamba emhlabeni. Angathatheka ke serious ngokuthi umuntu wamahlaya nokhonze kakhulu ukudlala. Nakuba abanye ke bebebona bemkhuza kodwa wagcina ngempela ayithatha intambo wayihenga ewenzela lento endlini yakubo ngenhlanhla udaba wakwazi ukuthi embone endlula ngeyindi bahlaba umkhosi ke bamthula phezulu ngenhlanhla futhi wasinda so engifisa ukwazi ukuthi kwakwenza kahle because uthi yena akakhumbule ukuthi evangelist
uthi akakhumbule ehambe ngene imizi evalelisi
no akakhumbuli konke lokho uthi into ayikhumbula kancane yona intambo mhla ngoba wayiboleka nayo kwamakhelwane ngokuthi kunenkomo kubo abangasola lutho.
Okay, so sikhuluma ngomuntu ongadla ama drugs owayengadakiwe owayesober
akana inkinga nje aphuze akabhemi yaphuza yena but akuyena besambiza ngesidakwa.
Okay, kwakwenzekani
apho ke Alex wayidila nemimoya emininzi imimoya yomuntu owazibulalayo. Remember mawuzibulele awamkeleke emathongweni so umuntu ozibuleleyo akafi but uyachona but akafi because remember xa ufile uye ebantwini bakowenu then kube baba bakuphakamisayo nabo so xa ngabe uzibulele uphelela apha emhlabeni ispirit sakho siyajikeleza so bengiyi-explainela uba ispirit
sizosomfuna umuntu esongena kuye
sizofuna umuntu ozongena kuye so immediately singene kuye kuzoba khona abantu abaninzi kulo society abazozibulala bebulawiswa yilesi spirit because sifuna abantu abazohlala naso la sihleli khona. Okay. So at that particular time ungenwe ngulomoya and lo moya nguyo operator kuye othi go and kill yourself because ngidinga umuntu engizohlala naye la ngihleli khona because kwelabafileyo ngifike ngakhatywa angikalindwa.
Okay, so because umfowabo is concerned wasinda ngoba ukhona so yini okumele ukuthi ayenze ukuze lento ingaphindi futhi ingene ngoba uthe imoya ehambayo.
Yes, umzi nomzi xa kukhona umuntu ozibuleleyo kuye kube khona umsebenzi ofuneke ukwenziwe wokungcengceza. Ukungcengceza ke is to apologize, you understand, nokumcelela uba kwamkelwe ubomi bakhe because usuke engekalindelwa emathongweni.
But this one survived.
But kukhona into efuneka icheckwe either to the lineage yasekhaya okanye kwi society leba phila kuyo.
because otherwise
kuzoba khona omunye
umuntu. Sure. No siyabonga wena Mfundo. I hope that will help. Mahlekihla kamashu.
Ngibingelele Mthiyana nomkhulu lapha studio.
Or maybe let's correct that. Maybe now fanele introduce ngithi I have a spiritualist Mahlekihla.
Hayi Mthiyana lutho.
Sure.
Ubili nje mfowethu ngifuna ukudlulisa. But before I get into this too, angiqalela kuqala. Sina abantu esiphilayo, we are spiritual people. It comes to a sense ukuthi noma ngabe usifile noma usushonile angeke ulibone ithuna elibhala ukuthi die in peace, but you'll see ebhala ukuthi rest in peace, because it is only the body which is resting, but your soul still lives on. Now, if I use dark magic noma ngisebenzisa imithi yobumnyama, I can evoke that spirit ethuneni bese ngilishadisa nomthiyane ukuze umthiyane la hamba khona izinto zakhe ibhidlike, because sengimthumile lo muntu the spirit that engivuse emathuneni ukuze ngishadise umthiyane exoshwe emsebenzini, into zakhe hamba umfazi ziphele izinto zakhe. It's because ispirit siyohonta esinye, but we are using dark magic against that person bese umuntu izinto zamayilungi noma ziyaphethuka. Ziphethuzwa yini na ilesa spirit esivukwe emathuneni ngovuka bathize ukuze sishadise umthiyane nesipoki izinto zakhe iphethuke zingalungi. Now asibuke in this fact yabona le topic Alex ukuthi nama branch amaningi izame ukwakhatha before ngene emoyeni mina nangumalikihla nangunkosikazi wakhe, but unkosikazi wami ngase ngenze njani ngamina no mashongolola ngiyakubiyela angimtshelanga but ngiyenyangeni yami uEva ngekuyena ngithi ngimbiyele kuze ngadlala uAlex no. Now buka ke iproblem because sithatha izinto esingazazi. There's a case la kwenzeka khona unkosikazi wekhulelwa but abantwana beqhofoka to a certain 3 months 4 months beqhofoka beshona. Go to a spiritual healer, ufike khona spiritual healer ngenhlanhla ngizommenina nje lo baba because angimention ukuba ubaba uDlamini wasemzinyathi he picked up ukuthi kahle into ebulala abantwana balo mama ilezi zinto ayithatha lo baba athi uqhutha ngayo umfazi noma umbiyela ngazo. So lezi zinto lezi uma ngabe kukhona a spirit ekhulayo kumuntu noma efikayo emndenini iyamqhofoza because manje inesikhwele ngoba yena kuthiwa akagade lo muntu kungabe khona lutho. Uyabona manje ukuthi manje sekufanele kuliwe ne dark magic le esetshenzisiwe la ukuyolahla. And mind you, let me warn people ngokungena emanzini ngobumnyama noma ngeintathakusa ngokusa. You have to have that certain power noma lo muntu one certain power okubona nokuforesee ngale, because the way this spirit eyavuma ngayo because iyayigoloza ukuphuma yagcina ivumelene ngokuthi iyaphunywa bazikiwe olwandle lapho ezolahla khona ezosala khona, but the very first person ozothinta ulwandle la njoba kuyintatha nje ozongena la sihlala sinamathela kuyena.
Okay, nangu Mahlekihla. Thanks Mahlekihla. Kwazi
hey uyibethe kahle Mahlekihla.
Yani
uyibethe kahle Mahlekihla impunyela indoda enkulu. We need to warn our people especially but Alex ngizoxolisa ukusho kanje koza kwethu it's not everyone ofuneke ethwasile. You know now it's not everyone ofuneke ile manzini, because now sinabantu abaninzi abasamona ispirit esibi sisebenze ngespirit kube ngathi the African spiritualist okanye the African medicine imbi because irepresentwa ngabantu abathakathayo besithi basebenzisa ukulunga. You understand? Namanzi amanzi anespirit sawo. So xa uye emanzini uyophakamisa eyiphi ingilosi uyophakamisa esiphi spirit, because spirit is everywhere. But mna I always say ispirit esinamandla ispirit sasekhaya nesiphila ngaphakathi kuwe. La Alex ungena endlini kamamakho ongasekhoyo uthi mama ngithethelele ngixolele ngivulele ngenzela ukuthi ulale ekowenu uzovuka so ungasafane nakuqala.
Right, sure Mahlekihla siyabonga.
Hayi siyabonga Mthiyana.
All right, sharp. Imimoya iyasihlasela and ngendlela ehlukahlukene but singayibone sibone ngezenzo. That's what we're discussing namhlanje. We will call it depression, but ngokwemoya kusuke kwenzakalani. Singizothatha u-Anonymous now eThekwini. Sabona Anonymous?
Hello.
Yes sir.
Yebo, nginesihambisa sakho lapha la.
Yes, ukwazi mamane?
Yebo.
Yes sir.
Ngimbuzo la nabe ngifuna ukulewa siya.
Okay, ngizocela mfethu umuve la kancane nje asikuzwe ngoba uyakhatha ukudluke la ukhona.
Okay, ngikho right man.
Yes, let's hear it.
Ngicela ukuthi manje Alex. Umuntu uvene inkinga.
Okay, all right. Let's try and fix it. My producer will get you back, buddy. Anonymous, all right? Ngithathe Anonymous emlazi. Anonymous?
Yebo.
Yes sir.
Lo begithi akubuze ngowasobona isikhathi. Shothi begithi akubuze la naye mina ngisayithane bekunokuhlakanipha lokho ungajwayeleki bathi ungajwayelekile ukuthi uthisha athi efundisa into iqala nje ukuyifundisa sengiyawazi ama-answer yabo. But manje kwakunesimo kwesithi ukuthi ngiyafika ekhaya sengiyagula mhlawumbe ngiyahayeza ngifuna ugogo ngifuna hayi. But ukukhula kwagcina ke sekukhona ngisayingane kwaba khona engenzelwa khona kodwa nomuntu wayethi angisiza awayomthandazi naye wagcina sehambile emhlabeni nje sidididi nje singazi kanjani. Bathi ngokuhamba kwesikhathi agcina sengisizakala athi kwasekuyehla lokho kungasayona lokho usha mefundisa ingazi khona lokho ukuthi athi beka isibalo nje manje mina sengiyasazi isibalo ngingakaze ngifunde so ngihlezi ngithola bangibuza abantu ukuthi kwenzakalani. Ubona kanjani ama-answer lawa nami ngizophendula ngithinke ngisengingane but ngokubuka sengibona abanye kwenzeka kubona omunye nje wagcina sesangana engimaziyo omunye wagcina seshona ngikhula nje iqhubeka lento kuyena but kungekho into ayenzelwayo yona.
Imanje lokho Anonymous, right? Was
isiphiwo siya protectwa. Kukhona abantu abaphiwe ingqondo yemvelo. Kube khona abantu abaphiwe amandla emvelo. So ngiyakholela ukuthi uBhuda bephiwe ingqondo yemvelo namandla emvelo. So kukhona ispirit esanamandla ezasiphezulu kwakhe. So you find someone and lento depression Alex isukela apho because you are fighting into ispirit sakho esithi uyiyo but inyama sithi awuyiyo. Ifana nomuntu oxoka abese iziconvince ububuxoka buthethayo bu right. You understand? So zonke zi problems ze spirit zi problems ze depression ngoba akekho umuntu okuncedile to protect it. So uBhuti needed someone ozo protector lembali inhle athi mfana there is something ngawena uzokwazi ukubala inkwenkwezi uyitsho uba lenkwenkwezi izohamba ihambe kanje which is abantu abanaleso siphiwo they are very few.
Meaning ukuthi ke omunye umuntu ongaba nestory ecishe sifana nesika Anonymous or mhlambe you are raising a child ekulesi simo i-warning yakho is ngoba iphiwe kumele abazali bethole ukuthi bangasiprotecta kanjani.
Kufanele bathole uba bangasiprotect and bamkhalimele bangamhambise ebantwini
kakhulu bamvale. Okay, sure. And uLwandile mina ngibe ne depression from 2007 ngi under treatment now. I agree. Kulaba abathi ngomoya omdaka ngiyakuvuma lokho because i-problems zami ziqale lapho and I panicked a lot, nginama palpitations, sleeping disorders, suicidal thoughts and coping skills and ngiyayivuma leyo eshiwoyo. And then there's an interesting one. I used to think that people who kill themselves were dramatic until I found myself in a situation where my mind couldn't handle anything. I always used to let things pass. The less I think about them, they will eventually disappear. If I had a problem, I wouldn't think about the problem, but the solution. So I couldn't think straight or focus on one thing. It all came down and ngaba panic attacks. And I would rather sleep than do anything. I used to be active, but now I can't even do simple things like going to the store. I can't meet deadlines. I'm mostly sad, angry, and irritated. Imimoya
emikhulu kakhulu. Imimoya emikhulu kakhulu usisi uyadinga uba afumane umuntu ozomnceda. Nokuthetha Alex it's very good.
Yeah.
Nokuthetha is very good. Ufumane umuntu ozothetha naye. But indla ngokuthi mina wena umuntu omkhulu ongathetha nawe nguwe. because sometimes nabantu
Oh, sesiyavala, by the way, this is a solution. Yona yonke lento. Thank you very much for your honesty and ukuthi uvule indaba zakho ishare nathi. But ke ekugcineni kwakho you are saying ukuthi solution is umuntu akhulume naye uqobo.
Khuluma nawe uqobo and also understand ukuba ipace yakho nguwo okwazi ukuyi-understand. No one understand wena Alex ugqitha wena. You understand? Of course, it's good to go and ask help, but sometimes you go and ask help to recover that you need more help. You understand? Kanti if ubukuwahlala wathi usiya wabe wena so uzilungise wena Alex wazixalela ba look, I can fix this. There's no problem about myself. Kwenzekile umsebenzi uphelile. It's life. Something good will come back because kukhona izinto ezimbi ezenzekayo ezukuthatha ziyokubeka entweni enhle.
All right. On that positive note, giving you hope. Have you ever thought about this? Have a conversation with yourselves. When you understand omunye umuntu. If you consult, yes, you may only find ukuthi your consultation you discovered what you actually needed help. Ezinye izinto ezimbi zikhona because gate lokusinika izinto ezinhle. Kwazi Mamane, African spiritualist. Are you on social media?
Ndikhona ku Facebook page xa besithi Prophet Kwazi Mamane bazonifumana Alex.
Oh, all right. And then services, sessions in Durban?
Durban Alex ndikhona qho ngolezithathu unangolesine na Sunday kuba khona icawe enkulu opposite Durban ICC ngo-11 o'clock every Sunday.
All right, on Facebook Prophet Kwazi Mamane. Siyabonga kakhulu. Le conversation ke uzoyithola kwi-app uyilalelisise kahle ungayishare mhlawumbe khona umuntu oyidingayo. Ungaya kwi-app Gagasi FM under podcast Indaba and na ku-YouTube you will watch it under Gagasi FM. Dingo Alex Mtiane, thanks to my producer Mr. Spelele Nzuza.
Indaba, special open line on Mondays at 7. Talk to Alex. Oh, Indaba, talking my business. Yesintu, nazo zonke indaba zabasha. Indaba.